The Committee of Missing Persons is an institution that was established in order to find and return to the families the remains of those who went missing in Cyprus between 1963 and 1974. Its composition is unique because it is staffed by Greek Cypriots and Turkish Cypriots who are working together in order to return the missing from both communities in Cyprus. Representatives of international institutions like the United Nations and the European Union have praised the committee as a successful initiative and an example of good practice.
The Committee on Missing Persons in Cyprus has been a model of successful cooperation between the Greek Cypriot and Turkish Cypriot. This effort will also provide lessons for other post-conflict situations and anywhere families yearn to learn the fate of their loved ones.
In 2020, a research project funded by IPRA Foundation conducted a series of interviews with relatives of missing persons and other key stakeholders in Cyprus in order to assess whether they also consider the committee to be a success. The CMP's main objective is to provide closure to the families, to alleviate their pain by letting them know whether their relative is alive or dead, and in the latter case, returning the remains so that a funeral can become possible.
There are 2,002 recorded missing persons, 1,510 Greek Cypriots and 492 Turkish Cypriots, which is proportionate to the total population numbers of each community. To date, the CMP has identified and returned about half of these people in almost equal ratios between Greek and Turkish Cypriots. This is not a small feat. Similar institutions around the world often have lower rates of success. More crucially, those who have received their relatives' remains overwhelmingly report that although their pain never went away, they nevertheless did feel a sense of relief at the end of the CMP's process.
The picture is not all positive, however. All those who were interviewed, including those who were all satisfied with the committee's work, expressed frustration and disappointment with the massive delays that characterize its proceedings. Most problematic is the fact that the CMP was established in 1981, but only became operational and exhumed its first body in 2006. In the 25 years that the CMP was dormant, witnesses died, memories faded, and large infrastructure projects were built on top of burial sites, which make it impossible to locate all of the missing. Also problematic is the fact that during the years the relatives had to wait, with half of them still waiting, the committee did not provide any information about the progress of the investigations. However, if the objective is to alleviate the pain of the relatives, keeping them informed about this central concern of theirs, letting them know that they have not been forgotten, is an important, in fact it is a necessary step to adopt.
So what are the lessons learned from this review? The first is that the committee's work is both valuable and important. Especially when performed at the high professional level that the CMP operates, it can have a positive impact on the relatives. At the same time, however, the search process should be made as inclusive to the relatives as possible. This is not only the most respectful approach, but also the smartest, as relatives can provide practical assistance and information to the investigators. Additionally, speed is of the essence. The value of finding missing persons 50 or 60 years after their disappearance is greatly diminished if their parents, siblings, or spouse have, in the meantime, all passed away.
Over the years, the CMP has established itself as a model of good practice for other societies that are also looking for their missing. For example, it has provided training to experts from Iraq, Lebanon, and Sri Lanka. Therefore, the lessons of this project are important not only for Cyprus, but potentially have international implications as well.